We also have Democrats pushing to increase Social Security benefits and a plan to increase SSI by over 30%. At the same time, President Biden extended the student loan freeze program, and at the end of this video, we'll do a quick update on the student loan relief extension that President Biden just did. But let's quickly talk about SSI. Democrats are pushing for a new plan that would increase SSI by over 30% and bring the monthly benefit up to $1,073. This is a huge increase because the current benefit is only $794 per month. Now, this plan is called the SSI Restoration Act, and Democrats want to include it in this next stimulus package, the American Families Plan. Now, the SSI Restoration Act would raise SSI's monthly benefit from $794 to 100% of the federal poverty level. Now, the current federal poverty level is $12,880, and over a 31% increase in their monthly benefit. Not only that, they want to index it to inflation. Basically, they want to do the same thing that we do with Social Security benefits because currently SSI payments simply don't increase. And this is why the payment is way too low. And people who are on SSI, people who are disabled or elderly and have to use SSI, are forced to live in poverty because this has not been increased in decades. And this is why we need an SSI Restoration Act, which would add thousands of dollars to your annual benefit if you're on SSI. That would be about $6,000 per year. Now, Democrats are also pushing to increase Social Security benefits as well. That's separate from SSI, but we're going to talk about Social Security in just a minute. I just want to wrap up a couple more things regarding the SSI Restoration Act. Now, they also want to update and index the assets individuals or couples may have up to $10,000 and $20,000 respectively, because currently, in order to qualify for SSI, you have to have less than $2,000 in assets. They want to raise that because it hasn't been updated since 1989. These numbers are supposed to increase because $2,000 in 1989 is not the same thing as $2,000 in 2021. I think we can all understand that, right? Things are way more expensive. I think $2,000 is probably equal to about $8,000 to $10,000 currently. So this would increase the asset limit to $10,000 for individuals and $20,000 for those who are married. Now, they also want to update and index the income rules. Now, these income rules have not been updated since 1972 when SSI was first created. Now, these reforms would allow individuals to earn up to $400 per month, actually $399 per month from working, and up to $123 a month in assistance from other sources. This includes Social Security, veterans benefits, and pension payments without being subject to a benefit reduction. This would allow people on SSI to basically work a part-time job, even if it's once or twice a week, just to get a little bit of additional income, and even allow those who have VA benefits or pension plans to still qualify for SSI. This would expand SSI to millions of seniors who truly need this help. This would reward and not penalize SSI recipients who want to earn additional income by working. When you allow SSI recipients to work, you allow them to live a retirement of dignity, right? And you also allow them to be productive citizens and contribute to society. Guys, so this Restoration Act makes sense. And then it also allows you to work and make about $400 per month. So you could see an increase in almost $1,000 per month in your income as long as you're able to work part-time. Now, this reform would also eliminate the marriage penalty and increase the benefit for married couples to double the individual rate. It would also eliminate benefit reductions that penalize beneficiaries who receive in-kind help from friends or family, such as groceries or a place to stay. Guys, one of the most ridiculous things with SSI currently is if you stay with your parents or your brother or your friend and they give you food, they give you a place to stay, your SSI benefits are reduced and even potentially taken away, which is completely ridiculous. This reform, this SSI Restoration Act, would eliminate that rule, guys, and I think we can all agree that that is only fair. Now, just to clarify, the SSI Restoration Act is a proposal. It's still not set in stone, and it still has not made its way fully through Congress, but this is something that's in the works, and we're hoping it ends up in the American Family Stimulus Package, but we'll have to wait and see. But guys, this bill is for SSI benefits. That's separate from Social Security, and it's also separate from SSDI. In this video, we're going to talk about SSDI and Social Security benefits as well, and then do a quick update on the potential for a fourth round of stimulus checks. Now, in regards to SSDI, Social Security Disability, President Biden has taken a major step to improve the way the disability program works. Now, in his budget, which is technically the stimulus plan, the $3.5 trillion budget proposal, he proposed a 9.7% increase in the funding for the Social Security Administration. Now, just to clarify, that's not a 9.7% increase in Social Security benefits, but it's a 9.7% increase that the federal budget allocates to the Social Security Administration to actually run their programs, to run SSI, run SSDI, and run Social Security benefits. Now, this increase in funding would actually allow disability claims to be filed a lot more quickly. Guys, if you're on Social Security disability or if you've applied for it, you already know that the average person waits for months or even years to have their case looked at. And that is partly because the administration has not had enough funding to go through all of these cases quickly enough. Now, to change this, President Biden wants to increase funding to the administration, which in turn should allow them to get through these cases more quickly, which means we'll get more people on disability more quickly, helping thousands, if not millions of Americans get the benefits that they need and quite frankly they deserve. So guys, we have a lot of good news on SSI and SSDI. Things are heading in the right direction. Now, we also have a lot of good news regarding Social Security benefits. Now, President Biden's agenda for older Americans, President Biden's agenda for seniors is a really robust plan that would increase Social Security benefits, lower Medicare costs by lowering drug costs, expand the amount of people who qualify for Medicare, as well as providing more funding for affordable housing and for seniors who need home care nurses. So there's a lot more in President Biden's plan than just Social Security benefits. But as far as Social Security benefits, he wants to increase Social Security benefits to 125% of the federal poverty level, and this would mainly help those who are low income. For example, a lot of people who watch my videos make about $800 or $900 per month in Social Security benefits. This would increase the monthly benefit to $1,600 per month. That is $700 per month and over $8,000 per year in additional benefits. And quite frankly, for those who are low income, it actually almost doubles your Social Security benefit. Now, that is the biggest increase that he wants to do. He also wants to do a larger annual COLA adjustment every single year by changing the formula they use. He also wants to increase benefits for widows, as well as increase benefits for seniors who have been on benefits for over 30 years. Now, on top of that, he wants to lower drug costs for seniors by allowing the government to negotiate with these pharmaceutical companies and pass those savings on to seniors in the forms of lower copays. They also want to use those savings to expand Medicare and allow people to qualify when they're 60 years old. Currently, you have to be 65, and this would help a lot of people who watch my videos. I know a lot of people in the comments who say they're 62, they qualify for Social Security, but they still don't qualify for Medicare, so they're basically forced to work just to keep getting their insurance from their employer. This would change that. It would allow millions of Americans to retire a little bit earlier and still maintain their care coverage. On top of that, this American Family Stimulus Plan wants to provide more funding for nursing homes and more funding for caregiving, about $500 billion in caregiving, which would allow seniors to get home care and nursing home care a lot more quickly. Similar to SSDI, if you apply for home care, it can take months or even years to get the care that you need because they put you on a wait list because there simply is not enough funding to go around. This would change that. So President Biden wants to increase Social Security benefits. He wants to lower drug costs and pass those savings on to seniors. He wants to expand Medicare to allow you to qualify when you're 60 years old instead of 65. And he also wants to provide more funding for home care for those individuals who need that. And on top of that, he wants to help families who care for their own seniors. So for example, if I take care of my grandma, President Biden wants to create a family caregiver tax credit, which would give me a $5,000 tax credit if I took care of my grandmother full time. Guys, that is such a good plan because this would encourage families to take care of their elders. So these are the promises that President Biden made. Now the question is how much of this will end up in the American Family Stimulus Plan and how much of this will be left out and left to be done in 2022. Now the majority of these things we talked about should end up in the American Family Stimulus Plan, but the one thing that's in question is those permanent Social Security benefit increases. We're still not sure if that's going to make it into this stimulus plan or if they're going to have to do it in 2022 in the next stimulus plan. Now personally, you know me, I hope this gets done now and I I hope it gets done quickly, but we'll have to wait and see, guys. Things are still up in the air, and Democrats are expected to have the details of this plan written in the next 4 weeks, so we should have the details coming shortly. President Biden has been taking a lot of steps to increase Social Security benefits. These things take time, guys. I know it's frustrating, and we need it done more quickly, but President Biden is slowly putting things in place to make sure we get these benefit increases done. And one thing he did recently is fire the Commissioner of Social Security Benefits, Andrew Saul. You're already aware of this, but this was a huge step because President Biden fired Andrew Saul. He made it more difficult to apply for Social Security benefits, and he was not in support of expanding Social Security benefits permanently. So by firing Andrew Saul, we're taking a huge step in the right direction, and President Biden is expected to appoint a progressive Democrat, someone who really supports expanding benefits and will advocate for seniors in order to get this done. Guys, so we're heading in the right direction. President Biden is taking the steps that we need to get this done. I know it's frustrating. It's taking entirely too long, but guys, I will keep you posted as soon as we have more updates. The next big update is going to be what exactly is included in the American Family Stimulus Plan, and we should find that out in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Now, before we wrap things up, just a quick update on the student loan forgiveness and the current student loan freeze. President Biden extended this until the end of January of 2022. Now, he's been facing a lot of push from progressive Democrats to cancel student debt up to $50,000 in student debt, and he actually promised to cancel $10,000 in his campaign. This is something he promised. Now Nancy Pelosi is saying that President Biden doesn't have the legal authority to do this, but a lot of advocacy groups are saying he does, and the Student Loan Administration is actually going to have a meeting this month in regards to potentially changing the rules in regards to student loans. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not President Biden will actually be able to cancel student debt, but as of now, he has extended it until the end of January for 2022. Great day. Great day.